Hey Charles.
Hello. We're live.
Hey Charles.
Yes.
We're live. We're live, Charles. It's Aloha
For
Friday.
real kind.
Monday. For real. Today's Friday, Charles.
For real kind. For real kind.
For real kind.
Aloha, everybody. Welcome to Facebook Live with Mel and Charlie. I'm Charlie, and that's Mel. We're so glad you could join us tonight, and I'm glad to be back. Oh, one entire day felt like a lifetime, brother. Felt like a lifetime.
Oh man. I tell you what, my Bluetooth Echo wonderful speaker just went out about 5 minutes ago, so I had to scramble. So as you can see, I got this fashion ear pod. So I hope you guys can hear me all right. Let me just get this thing set up right here. Oh, there we go. Boom. That
Yeah.
looks. Oh, oh, oh. Get that thing down. And we are putting that here. And then, aloha, everybody. And we are wrapping up our candidate profile tonight with the all star cast of Council Chair Kaneshiro, Council Candidate Vicky Franks, and of course, wrapping them up tonight at 7:30, former Mayor Bernard Carvalho. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. It's been 1, 2, 3, 4 nights of candidate profiles, and
Yep.
I'm excited, man. I didn't want it to end, but we ran out of candidates, man. We ran out of candidates.
Yep.
So let me just adjust my stuff here, make sure everything is all right. There we go. I still
But how's
hot in
everybody
here.
doing? How's everybody doing?
Sorry, I gotta grab my fan over here because it's hot, man. There we go. All right. Hey Charlie, thanks for lunch today, man. That was really nice of you.
Anyway,
Out
good, good.
in
We had good fun. We had good fun, brother.
at Wong's restaurant, we had some Ono Chinese food. Appreciate the treat with for me and my partner Joe Idrick. And
Any anytime, my
yeah.
brother.
Hey, before we go on, I know we got a bunch of you guys on already. I just want to say our condolences, prayers go out. We had another COVID death today, the first one in a long time. I think we all got used to. We all got used to, and kind of got complacent. And we'll talk a little bit about this on the post show tonight. After we get done with our candidates, we'll be done with the candidates at 7:45. So it'll give us some time for chat. But I just wanted to offer our condolences and prayers to the the family of the patient that passed away this afternoon or this evening. Um, this stuff is real, man. I mean, guys, if you guys haven't, I know you guys have, I know our viewers have, but leaders, man, leaders, come on, man. It's this thing starts to expand all over the country, and we're getting warnings from all of the medical professionals. States starting to lock down again, shut down, put in quarantines, and here goes Hawaii. Um, just so excited to be opening up, and gosh, man, we gotta be smart, we gotta be safe, really gotta be safe. So anyway, I just wanted to share that before we move on because I think it's gonna be a rapid fire evening, man.
Well, I tell you, again, it was my pleasure seeing you guys today. But we had a lot to talk about. Hey, but I don't know if you saw my post, but if the governor is very, very serious about opening up tourism and they're worrying about the cost for the test, why don't you do this? If we are going to have mandatory quarantine, why don't we subject each visitor coming in through a polygraph and you ask them the question, will you adhere to the 14-day mandatory quarantine policy? And what do you think the polygraph is going to tell us?
Charlie, we have been giving them hints and clues for a long time. I mean, this is not something you mess around with. If you want to keep them quarantined, or you put them in a quarantine hotel, okay, we cannot, illegal, against your civil rights. Okay, then we gotta do a better job. We gotta do a better job. Put an ankle bracelet. Oh, you cannot because only if they test positive you can. Do
Yep.
our attorney general realize we are in an emergency? So it's really, 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 really sad. I think Josh Green this morning on news said, we only have 3 patients on ventilators. Only. Go tell that to the patient's family. Go tell that to the patient when he comes out. That ventilator ruins your lungs. It's not, I mean, it's not just three. So again, as these numbers rise and the warnings from everyone telling the
Yep.
other states, even if you're not in a state that's spiking heavy like the mainland, uh, this stuff is going to travel. And when you open up our the floodgates, requiring just a test as an option, or you can come here and be on quarantine, knowing damn well that you're not going to comply, that you're going to avoid the quarantine, and it becomes an adventure in paradise, to see if you can outsmart the counties, and it's going to happen. And anyway, so we're going to bring on Arryl Kaneshiro. We'll have a lot more to share after on the post show, but we're going to bring in Arryl right now because it's about 6:57. Let me find him. He's around here someplace. He's in the waiting room. And I think he's coming on right about now. There he is. Oh, amigo. He's connecting to audio. He's connecting to audio. The first I we're gonna put this here real quick here. Boom, boom. What's up, senor?
Hello. Nice beard,
Bro,
Mel.
I like it. Yeah, at least yours is black. Mine is all white already, man. Patsy said I need to shave. Patsy said I need to shave.
Unfortunately, I need to get a new driver's license within the next few weeks, so this is gonna have to go. I can't have this on my driver's license for 10 years.
Yeah, I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna have fun going to the airport with my beard and my driver's license, no more beard. They're not gonna let me through.
Yeah.
All right, Arryl. Well, Chair Kaneshiro, thank you for joining us tonight. I'm not sure if you've been watching, but this is the format. It's 10 minutes of whatever you want to do, talk, sing, dance, whatever you want. 10 minutes. At 8 minutes, you will get this. At 9 minutes, you're gonna get this. And at 10 minutes, you're gonna get that. And then we'll spend the next 5 minutes just chatting and talking, asking some questions that's coming from the field or from Charlie and I. Our timekeeper, Patsy Raposo, is there with her clock. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes,
Arryl?
yes.
Charles, are you ready, Charles?
I am ready.
Ready, set, go.
Okay, first off, I want to thank you, Mel, and Uncle Charlie for putting this forum on. I think it provides a great opportunity for people to get to know the candidates. And I also really appreciate the 10-minute format. I've done many forums over the years, and you and I both know, Mel, we're asked all these kinds of questions and with 2 minutes to answer. But I always felt learning about the candidate and their core values would be just as valuable to understand how they're going to make decisions versus just hearing us answer a 2-minute question. So I really appreciate this format. That being said, I just want to say a little bit about myself. I'm a product of Kauai. My core values were shaped by this community through family, teachers, and coaches, many of them who are still keeping a watchful eye on me and are probably watching on your show right now too. I'm happily married to Gwen. We've been together for 10 years. Married for 2.5 of those, and we have a precious little daughter named Everett Paisley. She's approaching 1 year and 5 months. And, definitely without the support of Gwen and our families, there's no way I could have even had a chance at running for council or even being in council. As for me, I grew up hunting, fishing my entire life, farming my entire life. Ever since I was 5, my dad took me hunting, and we'd spend weekends in Kokee, Waimea Valley, and we'd even ride our horses up to Wailai. So I've been very fortunate, to grow up and learn from, legendary hunting and fishing families. I learned from a young age to care and be respectful of our island and our environment. And I want to preserve this way of life for my daughter and our future generations. Oh yeah, I also wanted to say, I was born and raised on Kauai, but here's a fun little fact. I was actually born in Honolulu. I was medevaced. My mom was medevaced to Oahu, and I was born 2 months premature at a whopping 2 pounds. And
Wow.
I laugh now because I can't even lose 2 pounds. So that's how it goes. But again, grew up hunting, fishing, farming. That helped build a lot of the core of who I am and how I am. And also, my family, they've been in agriculture for 4 generations. My great grandpa started the pig farm, Kaneshiro Pig Farm, and as you all know, unfortunately, the pig farm shut down this year. My grandpa owned a chicken farm, and in his later years grew fruits and vegetables for the farmers market. And my dad, brother, and I continued a legacy with a 900 ranch of sheep, 900 sheep ranch. And I've spent many weekends in high school fencing pastures and with my dad, and just working hard on the weekends when I should have probably been playing and doing some other stuff. And my dad is also dabbling in hemp and CBD production. So I know firsthand the difficulties of agriculture and the need to support it. As far as me, I've attended Koloa Elementary School, Kauai High School, Pacific University in Forest Grove, Oregon, and became a certified public accountant. I worked at a CPA firm in Oregon for 4 years, then jumped on the opportunity to move back home and work for Grove Farm. And the biggest influence on me moving home was my grandparents, who lived only like one house away from me growing up. I was away for school for almost 8 years total, 4 years school, 4 years working. And when I talked to my grandpa, he'd make comments like, "Oh, you so far away," or he'd say, "Oh, I'm not getting any younger." And those type of things really played on my heartstrings, and made me say, I want to be back. I want to be back closer to my family and be home with my family. So I moved home. It's true, I work for a company or corporation, but that is what was expected of me from my family, teachers, and mentors, to work hard, get an education, and move back home and make a difference. So I was excited to move home and work for Grove Farm. It's a small local company of only 14 employees, and it's provided me with a lot of opportunities to shape Kauai with housing, renewable energy initiatives, and to support and preserve agriculture. And I'm proud to say a lot of our farmers and I'm proud of our farmers and ranchers, and many of our farmers you see at the KCC Farmers Market and the other county farmer markets. And they also provide to restaurants, they provide to grocery stores, and actually during this COVID time, they donated thousands of pounds of produce to the food banks and to other organizations around the island. So, I'm just very proud of our farmers and ranchers. We always have talked about buying local, supporting local, and I think we see firsthand right now the need to do that and support our farmers and ranchers. Further on me, I guess I like to volunteer. Volunteering has been a thing. It's always been a priority to me. I'm a board member and past president of Kiwanis of Kauai. And that organization, basically our role is to support the Kauai High and Kapa Key Clubs. So you'll see us, we do car washes at Kukui Grove, we do highway cleanups along the Willy Willy Highway. And I think the most rewarding part is that we offer $3,000, we award $3,000 worth of scholarships to seniors every year, which I think for me is very rewarding to see. A lot of our seniors need that help as they're going off to college. I'm also president of Koloa Plantation Days and the parade coordinator. How I got involved in that, I was approached by Phyllis Kunimura, she was my kindergarten teacher. And I was also approached by Auntie Stella Burgess, and she drove my school bus on the way to Koloa Elementary School. And let me tell you, it's probably the most quiet and most well-behaved school bus ever on the island. But she's also a well-respected Hawaiian cultural practitioner on the island. And if any of the viewers knew who they were definitely pillars of the Koloa community. And they approached me and asked me to be involved with Koloa Plantation Days, and there's no way of telling them no. So I've been in Koloa Plantation Days going on over 10 years now, and sadly, they've both passed. But luckily, I have a good board that helps supports me, and we're gonna continue to keep their legacy alive. It's definitely big shoes to fill on their part, but we're gonna continue to perpetuate Koloa Plantation Days. Of course, I've had the honor of serving on the county council for the past 6 years, and I'm currently the council chair. And it's been an amazing experience. I've told Mel before, he's always been the best council chair I've ever had, but he's also been the only council chair I've ever had. Nah, Mel, it was fun. I gained a lot of experience, being on council with Mel. And, looking back at the past 6 years on council, I think we've made great strides to address some of the island's concerns. You know, the hot ones that have always been going on for as long as I've been on council and has been passionate to me, the budget, our roads, and housing have always been big, and it will always be a big issue no matter what year it is. As a chair of the budget for the past 6 years, I'm proud that we established a reserve fund target. And this allowed us to save enough money to be able to react to the natural disasters we had, like the ones on the North Shore. And it's also gonna provide us a little bit of flexibility in our current economic downturn that we're experiencing now. We've also been very diligent in scrutinizing the budget. And, you know, we've been able to save some money and put some money towards important things like housing. We put $2 million towards housing in the past 3 years. Roads have always been a huge issue. I'm happy that we passed the general excise tax. It's not a popular vote, but it was a necessary vote in order for us to get roads done. Housing, we've taken many steps, you know, towards housing. There's a lot of bills we've passed for housing. I want to tell you the two most exciting projects coming up right now. One is called Kealaula and the other one is called Puoloke Affordable Housing. And these housing projects target getting homeless off the streets and into a permanent house. And I think that's a gap that we've been missing for many years. We've always provided workforce housing, but we've never been able to provide that transition from a family being homeless to a family being able to have a permanent house. You know, going into the future, our biggest challenge is going to be the effects of COVID and how we deal with that. And, you know, being cognizant of our budget while we're trying to stimulate the economy is going to be tricky. How do we save money on our budget, but yet stimulate the economy? And, you know, I've watched over the budget the past 6 years and want to see it through for the next 2 years. So, you know, lastly, I'm running for re-election because I care about Kauai and I care about its future. I'll continue to bring homegrown sensibility and my business and accounting acumen to the county council. And I owe a huge debt of gratitude to my family, friends, and everyone that supported me throughout this whole journey. And I'll be humble and honored to serve out my final term. 10 minutes went by faster than I thought.
Hold on, you stopped too early, but I just enjoyed doing this. All right, okay, you're done. All right. Hey, thanks, Chair Kaneshiro. You know, you covered a lot of ground in your 10 minutes. I did want to kind of ask you, as it relates to the roads. I know that's a big problem. And as my partner and I were driving through Koloa today, we noticed this. That I don't know what they're doing on Maluhia Road, but the point is, we're gonna get a huge reduction in GET funds, obviously because of the COVID. And is what's going to happen with the county's existing plans for road repairs? With the reduced amount, you guys just passed the current budget. Was the impact of the reduction of GET, was that in this upcoming budget?
Yeah, so we reduced the budget by 25%. It's about $6 million. So our budget went from about 26 million to about 20 million. But you know, the whole reason for passing general excise tax was to be able to allow the county the resources to actually do road work. And you know, Maluhia and Koloa roads have been horrible for a long time. And, you know, I'm proud to say that those roads are going to get done, even with the reduction in general excise tax. But again, you know, we had a plan to spend 26 million every year based on our GT estimates. And the unfortunate circumstance of COVID is that we're going to have to rearrange some of the priorities for our roads. You know, that also includes repaving type work. But you know, we made a promise to the Koloa people that Maluhia and Koloa Road will need to get done, and I'm proud to say that that's where it's gonna go. You know, in the past, our road budget was $1 million a year, and we would save 1 million, and then we would wait for the next year, and we'd have 2 million, and we'd go out to bid with $2 million. You know, and there's just no way we could do barely any work on roads with that type of money. So, you know, the GET is not a popular vote to increase taxes, but I think it was definitely a necessary vote in order for us to address our roads.
Thank you.
Okay.
Charlie?
Hello, Arryl. Good to see you. I almost didn't recognize you with that face of yours. You know, you started off talking about something I think that's near and dear to a lot of us, and I'm glad you said it. But it's your wish to preserve this land for future generations. You know, if given the opportunity to serve one more time, and I don't know if it can be done in one more term or not, what would you try to accomplish, or what would you try to set to to working towards that goal of preserving this land that you love.
You know, it's always a balance. And with COVID, it's kind of rearranged priorities. You know, our hot topics was always like, how are we gonna get housing? How are we gonna do roads? How are we gonna watch the budget? And now it's like everything's in a shambles. You know, we gotta save money, try and stimulate the economy. I think, you know, for me, it's just about balance. I mean, you know, preserving the way we live is very dear, and I think it's the balance of knowing that Kauai is gonna grow. We need to provide housing. You know, if I cannot say I want Kauai to stay the same way it is now, and I don't want housing because my daughter will never have a house to live in. So, you know, it's about finding that balance. You know, the general plan was a big help. The community plans, the West Kauai community plan, I cannot urge people enough to be involved in that, because that is really going to shape the next 20 years of this island. And, you know, we passed the South Kauai plan, we passed the Lihui plan, and we passed the general plan. And those are really going to shape the way we grow. And for me, you know, the growing has always been, you know, keep it in our town core areas where the infrastructure is, so we don't urban sprawl into ag, so we don't urban sprawl into areas that we enjoy. And, you know, that's always been my priority. Try to put housing where it needs to be.
All right, we probably get about a little less than a minute, probably a minute left, but assuming this you get reelected, this budget has been completed, where do we stand in the next year, which will be the second year of this next council's term? Where we're gonna make up the money? Are we gonna cut services? We're gonna raise taxes? How are we gonna balance the budget coming off of this COVID pandemic?
It'll be tough. You know, as you know, Mel, we can only take the budget 1 year at a time. I would love to take a budget and start saving more money now to infuse later. But, you know, we have to provide a balanced budget every year. It's gonna be tough. We've already cut back expenses. You know, I think looking into the future, definitely expenses like travel, it's going to get cut, probably almost all of it. You know, we're definitely still going to have to look at overtime. Are we spending a lot of overtime? And again, it's going to be, what are our priorities? We're really going to have to reprioritize what we're going to spend money on. And again, I mentioned that difficulty in trying to have a budget and preserve our budget, and yet trying to stimulate the economy. You know, we give a lot of money out for in grants and stuff, and, you know, that's good to stimulate the economy, but it also costs the county money. So, you know, we're gonna have to be very cognizant of how we spend our money.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Very good.
Appreciate you stopping by. Contact information real quick if someone wants to get in touch with you.
Email is arrylkaneshiro@gmail.com, and my cell phone number is 808-652-5216.
You got that. If you jump back on our page, you can put your contact information in there, Arryl, so the others can have it. All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Work hard, and good luck, bro.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
God, I hate cutting them off. But anyway, gotta do what you gotta do. So next up, we have Victoria Franks, and she is in the waiting room. We are gonna bring her in right now. There's Victoria connecting to audio. Looks like she knows what she's doing. Thank God. Applause. Can you hear us, Victoria?
Yes, I can.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, thank you for joining us tonight. And,
I'm glad to be here.
Well, we're glad you're here too, because if you weren't here, then we would have only myself to talk to Charlie, and that's no fun. But anyway, the format.
It's fun for the rest of us, you know. So
I tell you,
guys.
It's just that you never know what the heck is going to come out of that Hawaiian's mouth. That's the problem. But anyway.
You never know what's going to come out of any of our mouths. Hey, you know.
All right. So
you want to call me Vicky? That's fine. I know you know me as Vicky. Charlie knows me as Vicky. You know.
Okay.
That's
so
fine.
we have Vicky Franks on, council candidate. Vicky, you have 10 minutes to do whatever you want. Share, sing, dance, do the hula. At 8 minutes, you're going to see this. At 9 minutes, you're going to see that. And then, bam, that'll be done. And then we'll share for about 5 minutes or so. Okay, got that?
Awesome. Awesome.
My timekeeper is ready. 1, 2, 3, go.
Thank you so much for allowing me to be with you tonight. I am Victoria Franks, and I am running for Kauai County Council. I want to thank you, Mel, for all of your support and your advice that you've given to me over the years. You and I have had many conversations. We share similar values, similar plans, similar everything. So I have taken a lot of what I have done from you and from your leadership. And I just want to thank you for all the encouragement you've given to me. And between you and Jimmy Tokioka, that y'all have been like mentors to me as far as all of this goes. And so I am very, very thankful to you. And Charlie, you can thank Stephanie for me. She's also been a big influence in my life. And I cherish y'all's friendship so very much. It has been just revolutionary for me, you know, to have you guys be in my life. I know a lot of people know me from being up there singing at the prayer luncheons, from being up there singing and different things. And so, you know, kind of that I'm in nonprofit service. That's what I do. And for the whole thing about serving in office is that you're supposed to be a public servant. The word servant is in there. And that's what's supposed to happen. You're there to serve people. You're not to go in there with any preset agenda. You're to go in there to represent the people. That's what you're supposed to be doing. What the people want to see happen is what you're supposed to be doing. And that's me. I am the rebel. I am the gonna go against the flow. If everybody else says, oh, we've got to go this way, but I know that the people that I represent don't want to go that way, then I'm not going to say no. We're just going to go with what everybody else is doing. Because if that's not in the best interest of everybody, we don't need to be doing it. Plain and simple. I am a nuts and bolts kind of person. I'm a let's look at everything from every angle, see what works the best, and that's what we're going to do. What we have done since we got, and most people don't know all of what we do and all of what we're involved in because I don't publicize it. I'm not on the front page of the newspaper trying to gather attention for myself. And sometimes I think that's probably worked against me as far as running for office because people don't know what I do and don't know the things I've been involved with. Since coming here to Kauai 9 years ago, the first thing we did was get involved with Mayor Carvalho and the group of pastors that were praying for him and meeting with him every month, helping him to implement things. And so I was chosen to be part of the Homeless Solutions Summit. I don't know if you remember that, Mel, from several years ago, but I was actually on the same team with Joanne Yukimura, coming up with ideas and things. And so that sparked us to be, or me and my husband, to get more involved in how we could expand our reach into the community, especially the homeless, the houseless community. So I fought and got Family Life Center here on Kauai. And I know a lot of people have heard about Family Life Center and what we do. And that came over from Maui. And Family Life Center on Maui has now taken over pretty much social services on Maui. And so we've been able to bring that over here. We started out servicing just, I think our first, we brought it in like March of that year. In the first year, we were able to, I think, put approximately 30 to 40 families in housing, because that was the whole thing. It's the housing first principle. We were able to put those in housing, get them, and it was for families. But now that has been expanded to include single individuals. And during this lockdown, we were able to get another grant to help families that are just in danger of becoming homeless, that like maybe they can't make the rent payment or make the mortgage payment. So we've been able to help them be able to stay in their homes. And so I'm really happy that we've been able to do that. We need more money. So we're going to be petitioning to get more grants to be able to do that because a lot of people's money and unemployment stuff's going to run out within the next couple months, and they're going to need that help again. So we are doing that. Also, I became part of a group that ultimately turned into the Ho'okele Coalition through Life Choices Kauai, and it's a group that we try to combat underage drinking and drug use. And it's been a little frustrating. It took us several years to finally get things off the ground. Finally, about 3 years ago, we were able to actually come in, but we could not get the funding that we needed to do everything we needed to do. And now that's been kind of rolled over under the prosecutor's office instead of where it was. I'm trying to get that back going again. And then also we started something called Transformation, and it is a program for people that have life controlling problems, whether it be drugs or alcohol or whatever, any kind of addiction. And then through that, we were able to open our Transformation House. And we actually have a house with 8 beds. 1 floor is for men, 1 floor is for women. And they go through a program. And this is like a halfway house for people that are being released from prison and being transitioned back out into society. So they get a job, they pay rent there at their house, they go through the program we have to help them stay out of those addictions and help them to start becoming a productive member of society again. So we've been able to do that, and that we really need to expand that, but we only have, 8 beds right now. We need, we get calls, we have a waiting list miles long of people wanting to get into that program. So that's why I was very upset over the Adolescent Treatment and Healing Center not going through like it needed to, because I've been involved with Life Choices Kauai for years, and I had already volunteered to be a chaplain for that program, because you have to meet people's needs physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And if you're not meeting all those needs, you're not meeting everybody's essential needs. Spiritual needs are essential needs as well. So we had already volunteered to be chaplains for that. So I was really kind of upset over that. So I'm praying that somehow we're able to fix that and get that back to what it was originally intended to be. Now, everybody, because this is a quote I heard, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And that's what we are. That's who we are. We try to show people that we care. So I know that moving into this arena of becoming a public servant is just a bigger platform of what I do already. I do, one-on-one or in smaller scale, but I know that needs to happen, because I have people that come up to me all the time and said, we need this, we need that. How do you make that happen? And that's what I want to do. As far as I know everybody, we know what the major problems are, and everybody has talked about that. And everybody makes promises that they get in there and then they can't keep, because it turns out to be different what they thought. Like traffic, we all know it's a problem. Mel, you had an awesome traffic plan. Your traffic plan was awesome. It was spot on. It's what we need. We need to see that happen. And actually, that would be my main focus. Number 1 is getting that traffic plan implemented. I would like to see that happen. All right, that is, one of the things where my heart is. We need common sense in our government, and we don't have that a lot. We need smart development, not just development. It needs to be smart development. We need, government's supposed to be limited. Do you know the bigger your government, the less freedoms you have? Because the bigger government gets, our freedoms get taken away. So we have to make sure that our government has its boundaries of what it can do, so we're not infringing on people's rights. And that's a lot of what's happened down now during the lockdown, is a lot of people feel like their rights have been infringed upon. And so we have to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Done?
I guess.
Oh, yeah, I just like to. All right,
Go
thank
on
you,
forever.
Vicky.
Hey, you know me, I could go on forever.
Yeah, I know, me too. Charles, you have any questions for Vicky?
Yes, Vicky, because of this times with COVID, it's taking a big chunk. I don't think the full impact has been felt yet of what it's going to do to our economy. If you're successful in getting a spot on the council, what do you think would have to be one of the biggest tasks to undertake to get funds back into the county so that we can actually start moving and make things happen? Because right now, you know, the TAT tax that, you know, we rely on, it's gone, it's zero. So you're gonna have to find alternative ways of getting, what do you propose to do or suggest?
We're gonna have to find a way to get more funds to the local businesses, the small businesses. I know many of them that are not reopening. In fact, the restaurant where my son works, they're still up in the air on what they're gonna do. And we have to find a way to get that in, whether we find another way to make loans to them, like the federal government has done, or see a way to increase that so that they can get back to work, because people have a right to work. We have to find alternative ways to even see tourism come back in, because we know there is no way we can survive as an island or as because we are a tourist destination. That's just the way it is, plain and simple. We cannot have that much diversity in our economy because we are a vacation destination. So we have to expand what's there in order to get the businesses back in. Whatever we've got to do, we have to make sure that our businesses are protected. So, you know, I don't know, there's going to have to be a lot of research done into that, and feelers put out everywhere possibly imaginable to get maybe other businesses to come in, or other investors to come in to support what we have already and make that flourish.
Thank you. I know that you have been working with the houseless and the homeless for quite a while, a lot. How do you think we should, I mean, a lot of people say usually we'll put up housing. Well, the bottom line is you need money to do that. But what is your suggestion to help with the houseless and homeless situation here on Kauai?
Well, you have your chronically homeless that choose to be that way, because that's just what they want to do. You cannot force them to get in a house. That's fine. Actually, during that Homeless Solutions Summit, we had some of the houseless individuals that had come up with an idea for those that choose to live that way, of making an area somewhere that where they can be, and that can be like their area because they choose to live that way. Otherwise, I know that I had talked with Mayor Carvalho and other people about identifying existing housing that needs to be maybe renovated to be brought up to code, or even other buildings that are vacant that could be renovated and made into housing, put into the rental market. And then, of course, getting grants to our social service organizations to help the people get in the housing.
Thank you. You talked about the residential treatment center, and I heard you loud and clear. What else can we do? I'm not sure how long that's going to take, but what else can we do as a community of Kauai to help our kids, more so our kids that are being faced with so many different emotional challenges now, especially with COVID? What can we as a community do to help them?
Well, just to let you know where we're coming from, my husband and I have been married 33 years, and most of that has been in full-time youth ministry. That's what we've done. And so we kind of had more of an insight what to do of the needs that need to be met. And that's what happens. We have to provide more opportunity for things for kids to do, maybe opening up neighborhood centers with appropriate security in place, but where they could come participate in activities. We've offered to host island-wide youth lock-ins, to where maybe you have a special motivational speaker come in, they play some games, they eat some food, all that kinds of things to provide opportunities for the kids to keep them from going out into the parks where they're getting involved in the drugs and the alcohol. Also, our coalition, we did the sticker shop to remind the parents, don't give your kids alcohol, because a lot of it starts at home.
All right. Vicky, thank you very much. Thank you very much. What a speed fire round. But real quick, your contact information for our viewers. If they want to get a hold of you.
I'm on Facebook, Friends of Victoria Franks. We're getting all this set up. I have a website, victoriafranks.com. You can email me on there, victoria@victoriafranks.com. And I'm always around, or you can find me at King's Chapel.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Work hard, as I'm telling everybody, work hard and good luck.
Thank you so much.
And we'll see you down the road.
You guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. And now we have.
I just wanted to let you know that I was ready to give the last question. I know you thought I was asleep, but I was awake. I was awake.
We gotta you stay with the program. Stay with the program.
I was in deep concentration, brother. I was in deep concentration.
I was like, spit it out, bro. Spit it out, you know. All right. Well, we are gonna wrap up our council candidate profiles with none other than our former mayor, Bernard Carvalho. And we're gonna see, here he is. There he is. Oh, big Bernie.
Can we see?
Can you, yo, man, yeah, he got it. You know what, Charlie? I gotta say, Charlie, no worry. We're not taking your time, Mayor. We're not taking your time. But you notice that we had almost 99%. I think everybody could figure out Zoom without any help.
Without any help.
When we started this thing several months ago, Mayor.
Oh boy.
Brother, we spent.
It was difficult. A lot of challenges.
Do this.
Yeah. So,
yeah. Mute your audio.
Anyway, Mayor, thank you for joining us tonight. I know you got a lot to talk about, so we're gonna format is very simple. There's Charlie starting laughing already. Oh my God!
I'm just so happy to see you, Mr. Mayor. I'm just so happy to see you. It's been a while.
10 minutes to do and sing and dance, whatever you want to do. At 8 minutes, you're going to see the 2-minute warning. Then you're going to see the 1-minute warning right after that. And then when you see this one, it's your pal.
Got it.
And then we'll go into a 5-minute firing round with questions from Charlie and I. So again, our timekeeper is Patsy. You ready, Patsy? Ready, set, go.
Big mahalo to you, Mel, and Brother Charlie, of course, for what you're doing and giving us opportunity to share our story, and I want to do that. My name is Bernard Carvalho Jr. I'm running for the office of Kauai County Council, and I'm looking forward to serving the people of Kauai and Niihau. I just want to talk a little bit about my background first, and then go right into some of the platform areas that is dear to me. Of course, I termed out in office in 2018 as mayor. And I took that whole time, the 15 months or so, really to reconnect with my family. There was an opportunity for me to connect with my grandchildren. I have 3 grandchildren now. Of course, my children, my wife of 35 years. So that was a great opportunity, whether it be taking them to practice basketball, soccer, riding bike with them. All of it was important to me and has been important to me. So I look forward to doing that and continue doing that. Also, my mother-in-law is home with us. We caregive our mother-in-law. She's 98 years old, and so she's home with us, and she's currently in hospice care as well. And then, of course, my dad, I had the opportunity to be with him. We laid him to rest this past Saturday. And so during this time frame, I was able to be with him every step of the way. A big mahalo goes out to Kauai Hospice and the team there. A big mahalo goes out to Wilcox Memorial Hospital and the doctors and the nurses. And to all of you who are experiencing the same thing, blessings to you. But my dad is laid to rest right now as we continue to move on in what we're doing. So thank you for that. And to all the people who send their aloha. A big addition to what I want to share with you is this past Wednesday, I became a new papa again. So my son, Bronson and Aubrey, my daughter-in-law gave birth. And so now I have another grandson just this past Wednesday, and they just got home today. So baby is right off to the left here, sleeping. So just an exciting time for me as far as what's happening personally. So thank you for that opportunity. I want to talk a little bit about my education and my experience as we move on to what I really want to offer as a newly elected council member. My education, of course, graduate of Kapaa High School, moved on to the University of Hawaii, graduated with a communications degree, and then of course, moved back home and had the opportunity to work in the county of Kauai for 17 years as a civil servant in the Parks and Recreation Division at that time. And so that experience alone offered my experience working within government at that level. And then at the same time, working for Aloha Airlines. I worked for two jobs at that time, and I worked for Aloha Airlines, and that's the visitor side of it. So that was a time frame for me to take care of my family. And then moving on as a department head, after 17 years, 6 years as a department head for the Offices of Community Assistance, which consisted of elderly affairs, recreation, transportation, and housing. So I had the opportunity to manage that particular operation there and work closely with our team members in Offices of Community Assistance. And at that time, I worked part-time also for Tihati Productions over at the Kauai Coconut Beach. And I was an MC for the Luau Show. So that was another opportunity to connect that way for me to take care of my family. And then, of course, the last 10 years serving as the mayor of Kauai and Niihau. So all of that experience I want to share and I want to bring to the table. And so I look forward to hopefully being elected to our county council. My leadership style, I want to touch a little bit about that, is truly reaching out, connecting, bridging. I look at myself, Mel and Charlie, as a kahuapo, the bridge, the connection. With all my experience, I feel that I really want to bring that resources and the relationships and the connections to the table to address all the critical issues that we are facing today. COVID-19, of course, pretty much at the forefront at this time. So my leadership style, again, offers that connection from state to, from county to state to the federal levels, all of it. And I feel I'm at the time ready to offer that, and I want to offer that. Several areas within my platform, the economy, of course. I know there's a Kauai Economic Recovery Strategy team in place. I think that's great. I think the emphasis of that whole team is working towards all the different areas that we need to look at. So I look forward to learning more about that, but offering my support there as well as one area, the economy overall. And environment, of course, clean energy, local food production, green jobs, natural resource management, waste management, smart growth principles, all of it ties into our environment. Looking at our rivers and streams maintenance, all of it. And I look forward to sharing that experience with everybody. And of course, housing. And I'm not going to talk about housing projects. I'm looking at how do we keep people within their homes today to kind of voucher programs. Rent is a big issue. A mortgage is a big issue. How do we connect that and offer support there for our families so they can remain in their homes? And just briefly on those areas. So that kind of gives you a brief overview on what I'm thinking, where I'm at, and how I would like to offer my skills and my dedication and my heart and soul to as a council member. My experience overall, like I said, has been in different levels of government, but not sitting in the chair of a council member. And I want to do that this time because my relationship with our council has been awesome. Working with the administration, working close with council members, working close with you, Mel. I know we're never always going to agree, but we know how to move on. And it's not about pointing fingers. I'm not into that. I'm into finding solutions and working closely and reaching out and connecting and bridging. I keep saying that, but that's important to me as a leader. And I have that, and I want to share that at this level because why? At the county council level, I can also be home and take care of my family and be here and still be able to offer all of my resources. In closing, I am Bernard Carvalho Jr., and I humbly ask for one of your votes as one of your Kauai County Council members, and be assured that I will bring to the table dedication and proven leadership with aloha. So mahalo for the opportunity to share a little bit. I know it kind of went all over, but I'm excited for this opportunity. So thank you, Mel and brother Charlie.
Well, I didn't even get a chance for do this, and this, but anyway.
I'm ready.
First of all, Mayor, condolences to you and your ohana for your dad. great man. He's a good man. And congratulations on the new addition, boy. You know, I know how tough it is. In 2014, in September, my mom passed away, right in the heart of a very difficult primary campaign. So I know it's difficult. So I really appreciate you coming here tonight. So I'm going to ask you the first question that's popping up from a lot of people. Why council and not state office?
Again, you know, the council, like I just mentioned, with all of my experience, I did try state office, but I believe that there was a reason why I'm home. And again, it was for my family. And I believe that strongly. And I feel that with my experience being home and offering that at the table at council, like I said, I have all the different experiences, but I want to continue, especially with a new little baby coming, that I want to remain here and offer opportunities to connect at the council level, because I know I can.
Okay.
You heard it straight from him. Thanks for the question.
Well,
Charles.
Bernard, well, my heartfelt condolences to you and your ohana. And congratulations. I know the feeling, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I'm just gonna ask you straight on, and you know, just let me know how you want to answer this. We're at a critical junction right now, and that deals with our tourism, right?
Yes.
How do we manage that? If given an opportunity on the council, how would you want to see tourism for Kauai regulated?
You know, tourism is a big part of who we are. A lot of our families work in the tourism industry. And so I know that there's going to be a lot of different challenges, especially with COVID-19, and how do we address that? All I know is the visitor of tomorrow, if you will have a different experience visiting our island. We need to look at better management. Like, for instance, if our visitors visit our island, when our visitors visit our island, the way to get down to the North Shore would be via a shuttle, example, to alleviate some of the congestion. That would be one way. How to give the visitor that experience at the same time keeping the charm and character of our island. That's an important part, because we don't want to keep visitors away. We want to be able to invite them, come, but at the same time, respect the island, respect the land, respect the people, and be able to really connect and bridge opportunities that way. I think that's a big part as we move forward in addressing our tourism industry overall. That experience that they're going to get may be different, but at the same time, having them visit the various parts of our island, but in a different way, and more in an efficient, more cultural, connected way. And that's what I would advise.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, one of the hot button issues right now going on is the drug treatment center. I think everybody knows during your entire 10-year tenure as mayor, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into that program, that project, and got very close. And now there's a move or an effort to repurpose the facility. What's your thoughts?
This particular project is really dear to me in my heart. There was a lot of love and aloha that went into beginning this process, starting from Mayor Baptiste. I disagree in how it was done. I disagree in how it was brought to the forefront, because this is a very, very special project. It's not just about the building. We work closely with Warren Haruki and Grow Farm, and finding a location that will allow our young, challenged youth to heal in a place on our island, not only in a facility, but with the land, with the water, with the agricultural opportunities. It's not just another facility. That was a passion that I remember, and I know we all had. And there's many different levels. I visited many different opportunities to go abroad and bring resources home. We went out, we talked to community. We had numerous options, discussions within community and within government, within business. And all of it, the result of it is right there today. And I disagree that we cannot find any organization or entity to manage that. There's a way to do it. We cannot give up. We got to stay diligent and vigilant, because it's about our keiki and our children. And I refuse to have them be sent away. This was an opportunity to remain home and remain here to heal, not only with the land, but with their families present. And they could come and go, see? So I really have the passion for this. I know what it is. I know all of the timing that it took and the resources, the funding, working with a state legislature to secure the funding to come home. And of course, Warren Haruki, he knows. We went through every step. He held us accountable. And it's not me. I want to make sure people of Kauai, it's not me, it's we. We did this together. I sincerely feel like I remember people coming to the meetings and being very, not in my backyard. What's up with that? We're all experiencing this. But you know what? It was for a reason, special reason that it happened where it's at. So thank you, Warren Haruki, for offering the land. And again, the purpose and the reason was to heal our children here. I'm going off. I only get 2 minutes, but don't even go there with me because this particular project is dear to my heart. And I want to make sure that we go back and we revisit it and we look at it and we stick to the purpose of this facility that is for our children to heal with the land at home with their families. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, my question is one of just like a fact finding for the people that are viewing tonight. You've had all this experience with the county and the tremendous experience as being mayor. If you are fortunate to get a slot on the county council, do you think using that experience, you can keep an objective mind when you're dealing with the present administration or whoever the administration is, because now you're on the other side of the table, right?
Yes.
So because of all that experience, do you think you can separate yourself and say, now I'm on this side and I have to use my talents that even though you know what's on there, but I have to use my talents on this side to get the other 6 members that we can all move as one if you want to try to accomplish it? Would you be able to do that?
Perfect question. And of course, my answer is yes, Brother Charlie. I bring to the table the ability to pull people together. My fellow council members, if the people gives me a chance to sit at that table, will be to talk story, to reach out, to come to consensus here. And if not, then we'll talk about it. Go across the street, meet with our administrator, meet with the departments, meet with the mayor, ask him how we can connect and bridge. It's not about who's, trying not to, it's about collaboration, working together. I know that. We did that, our administration, and most of the mayor's administration, I know, because most of them are there, which is great. We have a relationship already. And I know we can work with Mayor Kawakami. I know we can work with the state level people as well in receiving our legislative team. I have that ability, and I want to thank the people for giving me the chance. So please give me that opportunity to serve you as a council member for the County of Kauai. Aloha, mahalo, and God bless.
Contact information, real quick. Contact information.
Okay, my email, of course, is Bernard Carvalho Jr. at outlook.com. And then, of course, my phone number, I'm giving you my home phone number because we're going through a change here. So 808-822-7066. And then we'll go from there. Mayor.
Work hard. Good luck.
Mahalo.
We'll see you guys. We'll see all of you on the trail.
Aloha.
Thank you very much.
Woo, that was rapid.
Woo. Well, Big Charles.
Yes.
Hang on. Oops. Let me just clear this up here. All right. Well, that wraps up.
Yes.
5 nights of candidate profiles. I think we all had an opportunity to get a little better look at our candidates as we get closer to the election day. Everybody's gonna get mail out ballots. So I hope you guys took notes. I hope you guys took down their contact information. I gotta tell you, you all need to contact them personally, face to face, call them, email them, whatever it is, and get their contact information in your speed dial phone so that you can call them. And ain't nothing like talking to them one-on-one. As all the years that I served, that was my favorite part of the job was hearing from the constituents. They want to hear from you, or they better want to hear from you. But that's, to me, that's the ultimate way, is to reach out and talk the face-to-face, one-on-one.
Well, I can tell you, some have asked me if I would run for office, and I'll be very honest. No, I do not have the temperament. Okay. You know, sometimes and you know, my fault is I assume too many things. I assume you know what I'm talking about. And because you ask the same questions, that's when I start getting angry. For what? It only makes me look bad. So I said, you know what? If I can help the people this way by getting the information out and giving it to them, I'm happy with that. I don't have to be on any council or so. But I can tell you what, from day one when we've had these candidates, the only night I missed was last night, but I did get to watch it on a replay. I can tell you this is going to be a very, very difficult time to choose candidates because they all have something to bring to the table. And it all depends on what your psyche is. What do you want to do? You want to, you know, maybe give a person a chance because they're younger, they're going to last longer. I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing things out here. But it's going to be dependent upon you folks. And right now, I can see why there are some candidates that are a little reserved in trying to give, like some of the questions we asked, they kind of like skirted around the question. But I understand why they're doing that. I understand why they're doing that. So the thing is, as long as they were talking and they were giving a little bit about their persona, I think those are good things that you can key in on and understand how they think. I think with these candidates, why it makes it so difficult is because they were like open books. I mean, that's the way I felt. I don't know about you folks out there. So I know that if I was to get a ballot right now, it'd be very, very difficult. Very difficult.
Same here. You know, you know, for incumbents, it's always a lot easier because you kind of have an idea of the job, and as you know, first time candidates, second time candidates, it's difficult because you really don't know, and you're speculating, and it's very hard to understand how that process works. This interesting with a mayor. I don't think we've ever had a former mayor run for county council here in Kauai, so that's kind of an interesting dynamic, and would be interesting to see how that plays out. A lot of people that's been involved with the community for a long time are putting their hat in the ring. So, you know, I tell you, it's not easy. It's hard. You know, the campaign is difficult. This is an interesting year because you don't have the traditional campaigning. It's pretty much all virtual, all social media. You know, if candidates, no fundraisers, so they cannot really raise money to do mail outs for people that, you know, that don't know. You know, one mail out is probably 10 grand to do a mail out to every house. So it's not cheap, and without the ability to raise funds the traditional way, and it's so difficult now to ask people for money during COVID. I would never solicit a dime during a COVID pandemic. So it is going to be who can get their word out, who can get their message out. Name recognition is very important, especially on this island. More importantly, who is going to be able to engage the heart and the belief and the confidence of the voter, and that's who's going to win this thing. And it's going to be pretty interesting. I tell you, Charlie, I was thinking, I forgot to tell you this today. Election night, we will have a Facebook Live, and we will go as long as we have to, and you know, we'll do interviews, candidate interviews, throughout the night. So it'll be fun, man. It'll be fun.
I just hope and pray you folks understand that when you see me, I'll be lying in bed. If it looks like I'm lying on a pillow, yes, I am. But I'll be giving a comment or two.
What did Joanne, Mel, you had a senior moment. What the heck did I say? We had, oh yeah, we had Yukimura go from mayor. I'm sorry. We did. We had Joanne Yukimura. That's right. Holy moly. Former mayor that went to the council.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had a senior moment. And this is water.
Hey.
I was just on the phone with Joanne yesterday. In fact, the last 2 days I was on the phone with Joanne for a very long period of time.
Hey, who brought up that question now? Who brought up that question?
Your wife.
Okay, I'll talk to her. That's not right. She shouldn't be butting in like that.
Not embarrass me like that in the front of thousands of people. Oh, no, Joanne and I, we had a very healthy discussion. You know, we talked about the COVID, we talked about the visitors, we talked about the plan, you know, the plan that I shared with some of you about the 2 tests over a 6-day quarantine period. Joanne Yukimura is actually on that discussion group. And she was the one that brought me in and shared that with me. So a lot of people thought me and Joanne hated each other. It's not true. We got along. She just, like I told her, I said, Joanne, I was telling her the other day, I said, Joanne, the only time we actually fought was every time you didn't like the rules. You didn't like the rules. Stop it, Charlie. Oh, God. Anyway, so, uh, stop. Stop.
Oh boy. I tell you.
Anyway, Charlie.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
We had another death today, COVID death. We had an elderly man, and we're talking about lighting up this state again. We all had some offline discussions about this, and we're very concerned. I mean, genuinely, and I want to tell you, I don't hear too much chatter anymore about this is just like the flu. This is not. This is, Charlie. We know you lost your brother to COVID, so it's real.
Well, I forgot to mention why, and I thank you, Mel, for that memory moment there. But today's his birthday. Today's Eddie's birthday. So that's why I think we're fighting the fight. I think that's the reason why.
Well, again, condolences. And again, for those families that family in northern Texas, that one surprise party, 14 people, bam, infected, one party, three in the hospital, underlying conditions. I mean, the serious stuff. And then look at the numbers in Hawaii, 17 today, 17 yesterday. I think we had 16 the day before. Kauai clusters have kind of one more today, but they're still testing. We're still testing. And tomorrow night, again, we'll have Dr. T on to go over the testing that we did at KBR on Wednesday. It's going to be interesting to see how that turned out. I haven't spoken to him since, so we'll see how that goes. But my point is this, is that even though all of this is going on, I don't sense the concern by our decision makers, Charlie. I don't. Every single piece I see on TV is about, we got to open the state. We got to open the state. We all know we got to open the state. But where's the emphasis on the policies and the procedures at the airport? I haven't heard much about how we're going to improve the quarantine program that we have. I haven't heard a thing about that. I heard about the tests. They're going to take one test 3 days before they leave their home. I haven't heard much about how we're going to improve the quarantine. Have we allocated more funds to hire people to follow these guys to their hotel? I haven't heard a thing.
You know what makes this situation so uncomfortable? And I made a post today and I said this. What the governor has done is essentially put all the people of Hawaii on a slippery slope. I'll give you a reason why. Today we met, right? Before I met you, I had to go and go to my office. And right there in Waimea, next to Big Save, there's a taco place that opened up. And here's 3 tourists. Because how many locals drive around in a brand new convertible, right? They're waiting over there. Now, is it my job to go approach them and tell them, hey, you guys tourists? No, it's not my job, even though I'm concerned. So the thing is, they're going to walk amongst us. So now, hey, probably they're not infected, but what if they are? What if they are? And I'm not trying to make anybody go into one scary mode right now. But that's what I mean. So, and how we know, because the question was, we want to keep our people safe. So they fly to the mainland, no go for fun, right? I mean, go for business, no go for fun. The question I don't understand is this. First of all, local people adhere to policies a hell of a lot better than visitors. How I know that? Because they're the ones ratting on the system, not checking on them. That's how they're following. We get in them every time. Mel, you get in them, I get in them. Uncle Charlie, I've been home 11 days already. I only got checked up 1 time. So that's how I know locals are following the rules. So now we've been bending backwards for so long. You're going to tell them bend some more. I don't think that's right. It's getting to the point that it's getting unnerving. and you're putting a lot of pressure on us. If you just put something solid and enforceable in place that can work, then go for it. But never put the carrot in front of the horse and tease the horse, because the horse will turn around and bite you.
We know that the governor talked about welcoming all the tourists, but asking or suggesting or recommending that the locals don't travel he said for fun. I think he meant for vacation. I shared the article. I didn't say much about I shared it, and I said you can't make this stuff up. That's all I said, and I quoted the article. I have a good friend of mine, Brooke Wilson. She's I think she works for the Lieutenant Governor's office, but she posted on there, Mel, sometimes the delivery of the message is wrong, and if you have any information or if you want any information, just call the office and we'll talk to you. And I said, if you look at the thread of comments that was on that post, everyone's concerned about that comment. And it wasn't made by the Lieutenant Governor, it was made by the governor. So I did offer an invitation to Brooke and the governor's office to come on the show. Come on our show and explain to the people, what did you mean when you said that? If it was an issue about how the message was delivered, then come clear it up here on our show. And she offered the lieutenant governor, but I know Josh. I mean, we've had Josh on a few times. I don't want to hear it from Josh. I want to hear it from Governor Ige. He made the comment, not Josh. I want to hear the governor tell me that that's not what I meant, or there's a science behind this. No, the bottom line is this: our local people, who have for the most part complied with the rules, are being again restricted in their movement because the governor wants to, in the interest of science, keep our people locked down. But como mai to the tourists, come on in, we're open, we're the safest place on earth. Remember Disneyland, the happiest place on earth? Everybody goes there because it's the happiest place on earth. Well, they're gonna be coming here because we're the safest place on earth for them, not for us. Not for the locals, for the tourists. We want this place to be safe for the tourists. That's why we don't want you traveling and bringing back any other viruses. I can read between the lines, and I'm getting really, really, really frustrated.
Well,
Bottom line is that. Go ahead, Charlie. I'm sorry.
Remember what I suggested? Why don't we set up a polygraph? And when that visitor comes at whatever airport, Daniel K. Inouye, aloha, welcome. You need to come and take a test. Here, put this around your arm and just answer these 3 questions for the hula girl dancing. Are you here for business or pleasure? Pleasure. We have a 14-day quarantine. Will you be under quarantine for the next 14 days? Yes. Go through that line.
I really think I really think that we should get like a tattoo. I think we should put a tattoo. Have this ink that is specially made that disappears in 14 days. And you put an X right here, Charlie, just like this on your face.
X-Man.
Right. And after 14 days, it disappears. That way we know right on the spot if they're quarantined or not.
No, I tell you, you shave them bowl of head, and we know after 14 days how much hair gonna grow. You're gonna know right on the spot. They did their 14 days.
I talked about this last night, Charlie. The old bait and switch. They had us, Charlie. You commended the state.
Yeah.
You went out and over and above and said, the test or no fly. Remember?
Yeah.
Like I was still a little apprehensive because I think one test is a little scary, but it's still a hell of a lot better than what we get. But we were talking about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we're gonna be making this announcement very shortly, imminently. It's coming. We're gonna open up and then they dropped a bomb. Oh yeah, if you like. But if you don't like tests, you can still come, but you gotta quarantine. That is called bait and switch. It happens all the time in the car lots. Very disappointing. Very disappointing.
There's this website called www. You go to this website, www.hawaii.ifoolu. You go to their website, they're gonna tell you how to get around the quarantine. Yeah, they're gonna tell you how to get around the quarantine.
That does exist, and in fact, I'm thinking about asking Angela Keene to come back on and give us some updates, because now what we thought was going to be the start of the end of the quarantine breakers, the Kapu quarantine breakers, we just had given them another lease on life with this new travel policy. So I'm thinking about having her come on and just giving us some updates, because it's just gonna be worse. And I really, honestly, and all kidding aside, Charlie, and I know once I say this thing is gonna light up, but we gotta start a Kauai chapter of her group, an organized Kauai chapter, for us. If they move forward with this, we're gonna have to. And I'm not talking about you knuckleheads that like go beat up tourists, whatever. That's not what we're proposing. But we do. I think we need a group of people that'll be vigilant out there, eyes and ears, like me and Troy do the parking lot detail.
I'll run the polygraph machine, Nori.
Okay. But seriously, once this starts August 1, I think we're going to have an organized group on Kauai to be out and about looking, taking license numbers and stuff like that, passing them on. Charlie and I will be more than happy to do the investigative side. We'll take the leads and follow the leads, and then forward the leads, follow the leads all the way through, and then pass on the findings to the law enforcement to have them arrested. I'm telling you.
Everything is geared towards the safety, because I'm going to tell you why it's so important at this point. Okay. Unless they had the answer and they just don't want to tell us. For those of you out there who think Mel and Charlie got their marbles in the wrong place, that we have screwed up upstairs, I'm going to tell you this. We had 2 clusters already. Was anything said that they found out the origin of the cluster? No. What does that tell you? They don't know where the hell the damn thing came from. That's what I'm trying to say. We know for a fact, we had people leave, come back, we had visitors come in. The damn thing will piggyback on somebody. Okay? We were told at one time, no testing needed because we got the numbers contained. So that's why we went on this rant and rave. Me personally, hey, we got this island scrubbed clean. Couple of weeks, scrub clean. Then what happened? You missed a spot. Cluster. Oh yeah, we got the island scrub clean. One more time. One more time. So now I even scared for use the word scrub clean, because the things are popping up here and there. So that's how you know. And we talked about this before, contact tracing. That's how you know something is falling through the cracks, because by now we would have gotten an idea where the originator came from, where these guys got infected from, who. The thing is just they would sleep one day, wake up, boom, one family got all infected. Well, was it from the pillowcases? Yeah, I don't know.
From the bat.
Yeah, from the bat.
From the bat. Charlie, we have been told in the last few weeks that we get them, contact tracers. We get all the contact tracers. We got the $50 million from the federal government to hire contact tracers. That's not the problem. Yesterday, I see on the news, we're looking for contact tracers. If you're interested, please apply. We'll pay you, but you need a bachelor's degree and you need a background in the medical field. Like, hello.
They just had it on the news last night. One guy was interviewed on the news. He was all upset. He applied for the job. They asked him what happened. He said, yeah, I came over here. They don't like hire me. Oh, we need contact tracers. No, but I thought they said contact spacers. So I came over there. I was a contact spacer. No, contact tracer. That's why they're not finding no contact tracers. We get plenty of contact spacers out there, but not enough tracers.
And space cadets too. Space cadets. No, I mean, we joke about this only because we like you guys stay on and listen, because we feel it's so important that this message got to go out. But at the end of the day, this stuff is not going to go away. And to those people that do, they fight that fight that, hey, we got to get used to living with this virus. I agree. But we got to do this in a way that people don't die. We got to do this in a way that people don't get sick. We got to do this in a way that is smart. And that's what is lacking right now. The whole emphasis right now is on opening up the state for the visitors. That's just what it is. And all you locals, you guys sit back and you go sacrifice while we do this. And then at some point, when it gets better, then we'll let you off your leashes. And I don't dig that at all. I don't dig that at all. So anyway, Charles, we're at about 8:11. We got a few more minutes left. What's your closing comment?
Well, I just like to say, today it was so nice because, most time when we're out and about in the public, we get on mask on, right? You can only see my eyes. Today, this beautiful lady said, "Oh, hi, Mel." And she goes, "I recognize you by your laugh." That's all they recognize me by is my laugh. They don't know what Charlie Iona look like. Okay, this is what Charlie looks like. She goes, "No, I recognize that laugh anywhere."
That was so classic because they didn't know who the hell we were.
Yeah.
Until you laughed, Charlie?
Yeah.
Right? Did you laugh? And then, oh, I recognize that. And then I came on and I said something. She goes, "Oh my God!" And that's Mel. That's Mel and Charlie. They couldn't tell what we look like because we had our masks on. See, we do wear our mask.
Yeah.
But that was so classic. Again, Charlie, we're so blessed to have these viewers. We're so blessed to have this show. It's
very good.
It's just awesome. And the plan is to continue doing this as long as we can and as long as we have to. Tomorrow night we have Dr. T. That'll be fun. The last time he came on, we didn't know him personally, and we didn't, now we know him, and he's actually a really funny guy. So we're gonna have some fun with Dr. T tomorrow. I want you guys, all of you that's gonna be with us tomorrow night, think of some really creative questions, like I don't know.
How tall are you?
How tall? Because he's really short. He's like 4'11", so yeah, ask him, ask him.
He's 4'12" and a half.
4'12" and a half. Yeah, about there. But just come up with some really, really silly questions, like really dumb questions, like I don't know.
Yeah.
What brand toilet paper you use, or and put it on the comments, so we'll take them off the comments as if it's real, and then let's just toss him for a loop. I walked past Mel. I walked past Mel today with his mask on, but he was on official business. Yeah. I tell you, I really take the stuff serious. Sometimes I got to take it off because of that carbon monoxide. I have asthma, and I haven't had an asthma attack forever, but it affects my breathing. So every so often I got to take it out to breathe. Even Wednesday on the line with Dr. T, I would walk in the back of the tent and just take that mask off so I can breathe some real oxygen. But for most of the time, I wear my. Did you drink a lot of coffee as a child?
Well, brother, I gave you that special mask today with the 2 ventilators on the side, one-way valves.
Use that. Right here, man. Right
Use
here.
that.
Check this out. This here.
Take the Velcro anyway.
Like the most bitchin' mask. Look at this. Wait, hang on. Look. This is real. This is like Hannibal Lecter. Remember Hannibal?
Yep.
Oh, it smells so good. Anyway.
You're free.
Ooh. So.
But I think not gonna kind of build up though.
What is all these filters? Is this filters?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So Charles, tomorrow night.
Yes.
7 o'clock.
Yes.
Dr. T.
Yes.
And Sunday we take the night off. Monday we have Gene Ward. You know that there's an attempt to a new bill floating through the legislature, and I'm going to say this, and I'll make the disclaimer that I haven't checked the status today, So I'm not sure what the status is, but we'll have Representative Gene Ward come on Monday night to talk about the bill that would give the Department of Health, Charlie, Bruce Anderson,
Oh my
control
God.
over the state
Oh my
in a
God.
time of a pandemic. So
Yeah, this is
we
how it's gonna be when we're in on crisis. Um, 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 um. That is not good. That is not good.
so Monday we'll have him on, and then
Um,
I was hoping we get the governor on Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday. We'll see. We'll try to pursue that. I really want to get him on, but aside from that, Charles, you guys all take care. You guys stay safe. We'll see you guys tomorrow night at 7 o'clock with Dr. T. God bless. We love you guys. Sleep well. Stay safe.
aloha.
Good night.